Welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So I gotta say, I started watching this one and immediately I knew it was gonna be a train wreck of personal finance. And listen, for those unaware, I've been watching every single video lately from this guy, Caleb Hammer. He basically did what CNBC Make It used to do and highlight millennials who are making terrible financial decisions. And this one is exactly that, okay? The title is just, he has $2 in his checking account. And even better, the guy lives in Las Vegas. Same city as I do. So with that said, I'm gonna comment on this video, go through it alongside with Caleb as soon as you subscribe and hit the like button, because I gotta say, these videos are just, it's bad to watch. You know what? It's like watching a car accident where you don't wanna look away, but there it is. That's this video here. So we'll begin right now.
My name is Jamal. I'm 24 years old. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and this is Financial Audit.
You know what, I will say, if this guy is ever unemployed, he has a career in voice acting. He has a very good voice. He could just narrate anything and it would just sound good, right? It just has that like good smooth tone to it. Oh, Bankroll Coffee. I can't even do it. Hold on. Bankrollcoffee.com. It'd sound better if he does it.
What do you do for a living in Las Vegas?
I'm actually a debt collector for Nordstrom. So I've been doing that for...
Nordstrom.
What? A debt collector for Nordstrom? That's the most obscure thing I've ever heard in my life. Why Nordstrom? Do they have problems with debt? You know they would, because they have the Nordstrom's credit card. Every time you go to Nordstrom, you buy something over like $100, you're like,
do you want the credit card? 0% interest for the first 3 months if you just put it on the card. And you get 5% off today. Do you not want to save money?
look at you, it's like you're crazy if you don't want to save 5%.
It's like, oh, it'll just take a second though. Just sign there and you save 5%.
It's bad. And then he shows up knocking on your door. Where's the money? And then you owe interest. Then all of a sudden, the item you bought for $100, you owe $500 on it because of interest and fees. That's how they get you. Usually store credit cards are not a good deal unless you were so diligent about just like paying it off.
Well, what do you make now in this position?
On a monthly base, I make roughly $2,600, but I also make incentive as well, so that boosts me up to $5,000 a month.
Ah, so you know what? That's not that bad. So basically, his job is probably calling people up on the phone. Hey, you owe a debt to Nordstrom's. We want to get this squared away, and he'll get a percentage of what he collects on that. A lot of people are just probably going to be hanging up on him, saying,
I'm going to sue you for calling me on the phone, for harassing me on the phone.
And he's got to put up with it. But you know what? If he's good at collecting, he'll do well. I think I know why they hired him, by the way. Because he has a good voice. If he called you on the phone, and he smooth talks you and is like, hey man, you got to pay off your debts, I know. Nordstrom's, I hear you on that. He just, smooth talks you. Get you to pay anything.
Trying to become a landlord.
Running out as in house hacking, like you live there and then you get some roommates?
No. So I live there, fix out the place a little bit, and then like I'll get like a tenant to like live there, and they'll pretty much be paying me the rent situation.
Oh, you know what? I got excited when he says he's going to move in there and rent out the bedrooms. That's the way he should be doing it. That's the safest way. Get a place that you could afford on your own. Rent out the rooms, profit the difference, and that way if someone moves out, you're not stressing because you could afford it anyway. That's the way to get into real estate.
My only goal right now is to save $10,000, and then once I save $10,000, that's pretty much emergency fund for Lord knows whatever might happen. And then from there, get into real estate.
He's gonna need way more money than that, especially if he wants to get started in Las Vegas. I'll tell you, $10,000, good emergency funds. So right off the bat, save 10K, good. Then he's gonna have to probably save up about 15% of the property's down payment, okay? That in Vegas, assuming he's buying a place, you could probably get as low as like $350, depending on the area, 15% of that. So let's just bump it up. Let's say he needs to save another $50,000 plus another $10,000 on top of that for repairs, maybe 15. So all in all, if he could save $85,000, everything, with a buffer, okay? With a buffer, including the emergency fund, he could do it, okay? But it's gonna take 85 grand. That's a lot of working at $2,600 a month. He needs to make more money.
This doesn't make sense. What's the point of this? So what is this checking account?
Okay, so this is my primary checking account, right? So as you can see—
Ended balance $2.45.
Ooh, $2.40, that's dangerously low. You buy one Starbucks coffee, one venti anything, and you're overdrafting. And that's a $35 fee right there. You get hit with so many penalties. Gosh, cutting it, that's way too close. That's just a rounding error at that point.
This is a very dangerous low balance to have.
It is. It is.
Oh, you wanted me to call you on your bullshit? There's some bullshit immediately. I mean, so yep, there's your deposits. You have some Zelles coming in, some transfer. You're transferring money in from savings.
Yeah, there's not going to be that much of a benefit between moving like an extra few $100s to savings over keeping it in a checking account. I get the appeal. It's like savings, okay, it's a savings, it's away from everything else, it's going to earn a higher yield, but really the difference between that and putting in a checking is negligible when you get one overdraft fee in a year. Like it negates all the other benefits of doing that. So that's what I think.
So my mom brought us over here. So I was originally born in Kenya. My mom doesn't have the whole money saved up or anything like that. So it's just me and my siblings that are working. And it's not on me to financially help them, but I help out where I can if I have funds available.
Yikes, yeah. She's not going to be entitled to Social Security. If she doesn't have a Social Security number, yeah, she'll be relying on them to pay for a lot of those expenses. So that's another precarious position to be in.
When I was moving to my new apartment, she needed help with something, so I gave her that much. And there's another $149 that was, we split Costco groceries as well. So we used her credit card for it, so I paid her my portion.
He can't afford it. That's the thing. Why is he giving away money he can't afford? No. When you have $2 in your checking account, you can't afford to give anyone money. Like, it's one of those things where, in the event of an accident, like, you have to help yourself first before you can help anybody else. He's got to help himself first. He can't afford it.
My birthday was coming around, and I will admit to this. I got me a pretty expensive gift, which is starting to pay itself off. I got myself a MacBook Pro because the one that I had originally got broken due to water damage.
Oh no, MacBook Pro and your $800. You can't afford the MacBook Pro. A Mac Pro, you need a Pro, get a good used, just non-Pro. They've cut down in price a lot because you know how expensive that computer is going to be with interest. You should be taking all the money in his savings and putting it on that card because otherwise he's getting charged 28% interest on that. That amount is doubling every 3 years. He does not pay it off.
Fitness stuff, okay, that's good. We always encourage that. Amazon, lots of Amazons. That's also probably new house stuff, I'm assuming, around that time. Then we have a Hulu subscription. Wendy's, you love Wendy's.
No, it's not me, actually.
It's your girlfriend?
Yeah, I get her food every now and then.
Every now and then, yeah. No, a lot.
I don't think he can afford it. I think it's one thing. Go to Costco, get some food, cook her own meal. It's cheaper than Wendy's. It'll be way more heartfelt, and it's cheaper, okay? It's just cheaper.
You're certainly spending a lot of money.
Yeah. It's, I'm trying to create myself a budget, and this January was not a great time to start for that. I think I did a little bit better in February, but January was not a good month.
It's never a good time to start. I've never heard anyone be like, oh yeah, this is a great month for me to say. No, it just happened to work in your favor. So it's not a good or bad month. It's just like, hey, you did with it what happened, It's just like, hey, you could make any month a good month if you really try hard enough.
Only $500, which I'm pretty sure more of it went to things you did not need. Actually, I promise you. But let's just even say $500 for an example. What if you just cut that and you had an extra $500 to put towards this? This pays it off probably a month and a half earlier at this rate.
That's what he needs to do. Honestly, anyone who's in credit card debt, trim everything you possibly can. It's just you don't need it. Get rid of the credit card debt first, save some money, and then you could start dabbling here and there if you want to go to Wendy's. But until then, you can't afford it. Flat out, he just has to accept he either needs to make more money or spend less. Spending less is the easiest thing that anyone could do at a moment's notice. Spend less money. Go through the spending. Go on mint.com, make an account, view where your money goes, and then cut it out.
I think the most recent purchase that was like $20, and that was for my Adobe subscription for Premiere Pro. But other than that, I'm not making any other purchases on it. Is the interest that's getting to me? Here. I took it off.
You know what would be amazing? This would be an amazing business, okay? I just thought about this. So imagine a service where you connect it to your credit or debit card, but before you make any purchase, a third party needs to approve it. It's like you have an accountability buddy, okay? On the other side of the country, other side of the state, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're looking at it and they call you like, yo, what is this purchase? It's like, oh, it's Wendy's. You're like, sorry, I gotta turn this one down. You press 1, it just declines the charge. But that's what it would need to save money. I think if you had a service like that, man, people would get really upset, but they would save a ton. Just everyone on the other end like, no, sorry, decline. 1, boom. That's what he needs.
Rocket Money would be fantastic for you. And then also Fizz is another one. It's a debit card that, one, helps you budget, and two, it also helps build the credit score, which you will need to for this real estate game you want to get into when you're sitting at 606. A debit card that helps with credit scores is fantastic. So you need to get on both of those immediately.
Okay, so I'm not against it.
I'm not against it. Sounds like you're like barely open to it and then just like considering it. No, he needs to do it. It's like, that should be a, oh yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity to do that. I need this. That's what his reaction should have been.
What's your car insurance one more time?
My car insurance runs me at 180, but I split that with my brother. So he's on.
Why do you split it with your brother?
Oh, because if I do it myself, it's extremely high. So
But why are you splitting it with your brother? Do you share the car with your brother?
No. So the car is insured under his name, and it's my car, and I try to put it under my name, and it's like $500 a month.
You know what they did? Okay, this is what they did. They say his brother's the primary and he's the secondary. So by putting him as a secondary driver, he saves money. Now being on record as saying this, if the insurance company looks at this and they can claim, fraud or something, I don't know. If he gets in an accident though and they trace it back to this, that could be an issue.
Any other monthly expenses?
I mean, other than my phone, which is at 106 right now, that's actually getting cut off next month
to
$30 a month.
Your cell service is only going to be $30?
I used to work at Walmart, and I got a discount with them.
Look at that disposable income though, $2,300 a month. Man, he would be able to pay off that credit card debt, save for real estate, do all of this in like 3 years. If he just continues this and just saves all of the disposable income, he could do quite well. He's just got to live frugally at just the bare minimum for 3 years. He will do fantastically well if he could just do that.
Rent, $1,203. Your credit card minimum monthly payment is $79. Your grocery spending, $300. Your insurance of $90. Gas, $50 a month. Your phone will be $30 a month. And utilities, $65. Internet, $75. Gym, $10, which is $2,002 on a monthly basis.
That's crazy. You know what? I thought at the beginning, like, he just needs to make more money as part of this, but no. You just got to stop spending it. He's got a bucket full of water, he's trying to fill it up, but it's leaking because he's spending. Just stop the spending, plug the leaks, be just fine.
Pay off the card and it's done. It's done.
I should hit max incentives, so I'm pretty sure I can pay that off by the end of this month.
You should. Just don't have a single ounce of fun or anything until it is paid off, and boom, now it's done. It's done.
I don't get it. You can have fun. Go to the gym. That's an hour and a half of fun, okay? Go to the gym. Listen to YouTube videos. That's indefinite fun right there. You could watch a good show on Netflix. Again, indefinite fun. There's so many things you could do for fun. You could go and create more videos on Facebook. Like, there's so many things he could do that's fun that don't cost a dime.
Right now, you're in a dire situation where one literally bad thing happens, you get laid off, or something medical happens to you, or anything, family members, you're taking care of your mom, essentially, if you need to sometimes. Anything needs to happen, you are wiped out. You're done.
That is a good point. Anything happens to his income, he's screwed. So he cannot be in that position. He needs at least that $15,000 saved up as an emergency so that if anything happens, he'll be totally okay to pay for his expenses for quite some time.
What kind of percentage did you want to put down?
3 to 7%. I don't know that number just yet.
You might take advantage of an FHA at the lowest, and then maybe you'll put down more than that and just have some PMI for a bit. When I'm a little nervous with your income right here.
Yeah. I wouldn't recommend he put 3.5% down for an FHA. I mean, someone will give him a loan on that, but is that the loan he wants? It's probably going to be around like 8% interest. It's going to be impossible to cash flow at that. Very, very, very difficult without his income subsidizing that property. So I would say put more money down, have a lower payment, and then have tenants pay the rent while you live there. That's probably going to be the smartest.
It might be worth checking out something like Course Careers, which I work with a lot. Getting certified in a good program, and then looking for that $75,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year income, just really boosting up. Finding something that you're interested in, because you said you don't even like your job necessarily. I don't. But you like the income that's we made.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, okay, if you hate your job, you may as well hate your job and make $90K a year versus $40, right? Makes no sense. Like, you're gonna hate it either way. You may as well make more money. It'd be one thing if he's like, I make $50K and I love it and it's what I want to do every day. there's a price you pay for that, okay? Then it's worth it.
You need $23,000 to put just 10% down. I'd rather you do 20%. So that's $1,260 a month, which would be good, but that's if you're putting all that towards the house. So really, you'd be probably putting half of it towards the house, half of it towards like a Roth IRA. So at $23,000, that's 37 months or 3 years.
That's what I said. I said good 3 years. He'd be set. You know what? That's all he needs. Just save 80 grand, which he could do on his current income if he just doesn't spend it for 3 years, or way less if he makes more money.
I want you to have a better credit score and actually manage your spending. So I think that's where Fizz is good for you as well.
Okay.
So that will be good because we need to get your credit score up in order to, because you're going to take out leverage on this house and you'll want good credit to get the best interest at the time of this.
I would totally agree on that. That's why he's got to get his credit cards paid off as soon as possible, because he's got to be thinking 2 to 3 years down the line, because that's how long it's going to take him to get his credit in order. Anything he does today is just going to stay on his report. So he's got to think about in the future, every move he makes now, what is that going to entail 3 years from now when he wants to buy a house? That's why he's got to get them paid off, always paid on time, low balances, all in good standing if he wants to get that house.
I know for a fact I'll be over 10K. If not at 15, I'll definitely be over 10K for sure. I'll say that much.
Okay, you're right. Things happen. The only thing that will excuse it for me are like actual emergencies, emergencies, but not wants. I will not excuse wants.
Okay,
not a single want.
And I can take up on that.
Overall, you know what I gotta say, Caleb has some really good advice for him. As far as my own thoughts though, I have to say I agree with everything Caleb says. I think pay off the credit cards first and foremost, get that down to a zero balance, start saving some cash on the sidelines. Pay off the credit card bills in full, but begin building your credit now. Look for ways to begin making more money so that way you can save more money, and just do that for 3 years. 3 years, it goes by so quickly in your 20s. I swear, it feels like a few months that goes by, and it's like, that's 3 years. It's kind of sad actually, but it'll go by so quickly, and I'll look back at this and think, oh wow, that felt like 6 months ago. But no, it's 3 years. That's what happens. And at that point, he will be able to successfully buy a house. So that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments section. As usual, I do my best to read as many of them as I can. And also, feel free to get a free stock down below in the description, because that could be worth all the way to $1,000 with our sponsor, Public.com, when you use the code GRAHAM and make a deposit. Again, link down below. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe.